So they say that journaling is good for mental health and overall personal growth, and who doesn't want that? So I gave it a try. When I tried it for the first time, I was clueless. I felt like I was clueless to all of it. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to write. I didn't know how to write it. Everything was just chaos. I'd have something in mind, I'd take out the journal, I'd get my pen, and then blank. My brain would go completely blank. I don't remember what I wanted to write. I don't know what to write. I don't know where to start. So I'm here to help. I know that if I felt like that, chances are you're here because you're feeling like that. So in this video, I'll be giving you 10 daily journaling prompts to inspire you and to give you some guidance if you do go to journal and you're not sure what you want to write about. I've been journaling for about a year now, on and off, but I've been consistent with it for a few months, and it's because of these prompts. Sometimes I'd want to journal, not know what to journal, and so I just didn't journal. But with these prompts, it gave me some direction, gave me some guidelines, and it made it so much easier for me to go through the process. So if you're interested in these prompts, then stick around and we'll get into it. If you're new here, I'm Kimani and welcome to my channel Hauling This Together, where we talk about all things personal growth, organization, and productivity. So before we get into the prompts, let's talk about why you should be journaling if you've never done it before. One of the most important reasons for me is because it gives you mental clarity. It clears your head so that you can focus on the things that you need to be thinking about or concerning your brain about in that moment. It's almost like you're taking out everything that's in your head, good, bad, and everything in between, and you're putting it on a piece of paper and you're just leaving it there. You are clearing that space. It's kind of like organizing your thoughts, organizing your brain. So you have a file cabinet, let's say, I think this was in a SpongeBob episode. You have a file cabinet in your brain and there are so many things there and you need to sort it. So you sort it in your journal. This is another thing which doesn't happen as often for me, but when it does happen, I'm like, oh, whoa. It gives you so much more self-awareness. Sometimes we are not really aware of what we're feeling, what we're thinking, or the reason why we're reacting a certain way to a certain situation. However, when we journal about it, it kind of opens up that conversation with ourselves and we start analyzing certain things differently through journaling. This self-awareness can come through just journaling as is, or if you want a little extra self-awareness, reread those journals either immediately after, or it can be some weeks, some months, some days after, and you'll actually see how you were thinking, how you were processing, and it will let you understand yourself more. It's almost like looking in from a third person's point of view, new perspective on the situation. It's kind of similar, so it's just like having a conversation, just that you're doing it with yourself. The next point is kind of linked to the first point, helps you to de-stress and to declutter your mind. I don't know if I'm the only one who this happens to, but sometimes I feel stressed, I feel frustrated, and I'm not quite sure what it is that I'm stressed about, and I just need to start writing. When I start writing, I'll start realizing that this is why I'm stressed. Once I start talking about the reason why I'm stressed and start like debunking those things, it actually helps me to de-stress and I feel more relaxed after I'm done journaling. Okay, this point is another one that I love, but it helps you to track your progress. So if you read a journal that you had a year ago or even a week ago, sometimes you'll see that growth either in your mindset, your mental state, your emotional state, or just in your life overall based on what you wrote about some time ago and where you are in your life right now. So it's a great way to track your growth from whenever you started journaling to where you are now. This last point is kind of a hybrid, and that is because it depends on when you journal. So if you journal in the morning, it will help you to set your intentions for the day, kind of gives you a nice little start to the day. You have high expectations, you know what you want to do, you feel great, you feel positive going into your day, and so you're more likely to have a great day. However, if you journal in the night, it's a great way for you to offload all the things that happened in your day, good, bad, or anything in between, of course. And then obviously if you offload everything that you have done or went through throughout your day, it will help you to have much better sleep, because then you'll have mental clarity and there will be nothing on your mind that needs to be talked about, need to be processed because you already did that in your journal. Now, even though I'm going to share these prompts with you, that was hard to say. Now, even though I'm going to share these prompts with you, definitely tweak it to whatever you like, whatever feels right to you, because everybody journals differently and what works for me may not work for you. But all these prompts that I'm about to go through right now in this video, I have them in my own journal template, which I do online in an app called Notion, so that I can sort. And that point where I'm saying that it will give you more self-awareness because you can go back and see where you were, or you can track your progress. It's easier for me to do it online instead of skipping through pages each time I want to see where my mindset was a year ago, a week ago, a month ago. I just do a word search and it gets me to where I need to go to, and I have all the things organized on there. If you are interested in seeing what my journal template looks like or how I journal using this app Notion, then you can check out this video, which is right here, where I went through all the different journals that I have within my Notion. Now, I typically journal in the night because in the mornings I usually do my devotion and there's a little journaling part to it, which usually helps me to set my intentions. So all these journaling prompts are kind of set for night journaling, so that it's more like a reflective and perspective for the next day kind of journaling, if that makes sense. Now into the prompts. The first prompt that I like to use is what went well today. This is the first thing that I like to write about. It kind of starts you on a positive note. You talk about your day and you talk about all the things that went well, and this is a great motivation for you to feel like, it was a good day. You know, maybe one or two things went bad, but it's a good day and I'm starting and focusing on those positive things that happened. Now, obviously, what went well today is pretty open-ended, is pretty open to interpretation, and it is relative to each person. But it can be anything small or big as long as it went well in your day. So it could be something as big as you won the lottery, or it could be something as small as you woke up on the first time your alarm went off instead of snoozing. The second prompt is what drained me today. Now, sometimes at the end of the night, I'm just so exhausted and sometimes I'm frustrated, I feel stressed out, and I'm not quite sure what triggered me to feel this way. So I think about my day and I think about what specific tasks I did throughout the day that may have been completely draining, whether my emotion or my resources or just my physical body. So that's another thing. Another thing that I use this what drained me prompt to figure out is what are the things in my life that are no longer serving me, or things that I don't necessarily love doing that I could possibly delegate or just remove from my life if they're not important, so that you don't constantly feel stressed, frustrated, exhausted, or drained. This is another one. What did I avoid today? This can be a thing like a task, it can be a situation or location, or it can even be a person. What did I avoid today? This usually tells me that my mental state is not prepared or cannot deal with that situation or whatever, or maybe I just don't enjoy doing it. And usually doing the things that I'm avoiding, like forcing myself to do it, is usually what drains me, unless it's a case of like self-sabotage or just procrastination. Naturally, not every day is going to be a great day. Not every day you're going to do all the things that you want to do or do it to the best of your ability. And so the next prompt that I like to use is what will I improve on tomorrow? Whether that's my time management, or it's a specific task, or it's my mental state, whatever it is that I want to work on more to make it better tomorrow, I write about that in my journal. That way I can set that intention for the following day and I have my expectations for the day ahead. It kind of gives me something to look forward to working on tomorrow, which brings me to the next prompt. Prompt number 5. What am I looking forward for tomorrow? It gets me excited. If I had a bad day, then it gives me something to look forward to and to be hopeful for. It doesn't have to be something extravagant like, oh, it's my birthday or anything like that, but having something as small as I'm going to have cake, that's something to look forward to, and that is something that will give your mind or your brain a boost to say, oh, there's something great about to happen. This is another one that I like. What does every part of my body feel in this moment? Sometimes I'm completely tense and I don't even realize that I'm all clenched up until I do this journaling prompt and I'm like, oh, I need to relax. Sometimes I'm in pain, sometimes I just feel bloated or inflamed or whatever it is. Sometimes I'm just happy. So what is it that I'm feeling in this moment, or what is it that my entire body is feeling in this moment? The other one is, what emotions am I holding on to? Sometimes I'm in my head about something. Sometimes I'm sad and I'm having a really, really busy day and I don't have time to process. Sometimes I'm happy and I can't even enjoy the happiness because of something else that is going on. Sometimes I'm holding on to my emotions, whether good or bad, and I just need to let them go. But first, I need to identify them, be aware of them. So taking a minute to be like, okay, what emotions am I holding on to? What am I feeling in this moment? This brings emotional intelligence and self-awareness. Number 8 is, what could have made today better? Sometimes you know what would make your day better, but you either don't have it or you can't do it right now. But just being aware of it, like, okay, today wasn't a great day, but if this thing happened or if I did this thing, then it would have made today a better day or a great or the best day ever. So just journaling about that kind of gets you to know the things that would make you enjoy your days better, and so you can incorporate those things a little bit more. And then my number 9 is linked to my number 8, which is, why didn't it happen and what can I do for it to happen tomorrow, or what could I have done better for it to actually happen? Number 10 is my top favorite, and that is, what am I proud of myself for? Sometimes we tend to only journal when we have negative emotions going on, or we had a negative experience or situation, or we're stressed or something. Most times we tend to journal when there's something wrong going on. However, focusing on one thing, at least one thing that you're proud of yourself for, will give you that positive lens, that positive view, that positive feedback that you probably need in order to be motivated to actually have a better day tomorrow. Now, this is my bonus tip, so call it tip 10B or tip 11, whatever you must. This tip is something that I try to practice every day, and this can be a journal by itself, of course, but I just incorporate it with my daily journal. If you watched that video that I suggested and saw my journal template, then you would have seen what this is. It is 3 things that I'm grateful for. I get it. Sometimes life can be a complete mess, but no matter how horrible you may think your life is, there's always at least 3 things that you can be grateful for. It doesn't matter if it's something as big as, I don't know, you got a new job today, or something as small as you found a $10 bill in your wallet. Like, whatever it is that is there to be grateful for. It could be something as simple as waking up. It could be something like, oh, the sun is out, I like the weather today. Whatever it is that you can be grateful for, just record it, and it will kind of rewire your mind to focus on the positive things that are happening in your life, so that you can always be more grateful instead of wondering or worrying or being too concerned about the things that you don't have in your life. Anyways, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comment section which of these prompts you will be using going forward, and if you like this video, you know what to do. Also, just so you know, next week is my birthday, and so in that video I'll be going through 24 things that I did as a 24-year-old to secure a better life. And so if you're curious about those 24 things, then you might want to stick around and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that upload. But until then, just remember to do something today that will help you to be a little bit better than you were yesterday.